Welcome back, everybody, to our hopefully inspirational and supporting insights. Many of you have been emailing in and just asking if we had any tips to help those who are having a challenging time on Earth right now, just to deal with it a little better. We do send out our regular newsletters on our mailing list. And you can find that on our website, jasmaheen.com. And many people have been talking to me about difficulties of dealing with aging parents, for example, who may be experiencing Alzheimer's. And of course, there are a lot of things we can do as preventative medicine just to deal with that type of potential, and our next newsletter will cover that as well. We like to share insightful research that helps us stay healthy on many levels. And let's go into a few things I've realized in my own life along the way from, just helping others and just situations that have challenged me as well. Many years ago, a young woman was having such a hard time because her fiancé had found another woman and walked away from their relationship, and she was quite devastated, as you can imagine. And she went through so much grief and so many different experiences of sadness and anger and all of this. And one day we were just sharing, and I was guided to just say to her something we all know, and that is, it is what it is. And then the second part of this is, now what are you going to do about it? Because we can't change the global environment right now. We can't change other people's behavior, but we can change how we are choosing to deal with every moment and every situation. So yes, it is what it is. It's my cat. Now what are we going to do about it? What can we do? Can we also acknowledge support? Can we look back at our life and say and see that we've always received whatever we've needed when we've really needed it? Not what we've wanted, but what we've needed. When I look back on my life, it's like, wow, I may not have liked or enjoyed a situation I was living through, but when I look back, I go, wow, I actually needed that, because the end result of that experience was I just became a little bit more insightful, a little bit more wise, a little bit more patient, or maybe a little bit more humble. And this wisdom, these heart riches, allow us to be better versions of ourselves. So can we embrace challenging times with an understanding that it's happening for a reason, that we are never given more than we can handle, that we always end up becoming wiser if we stop resisting, and if we just ask ourselves, okay, this is happening in my life for a reason. What am I meant to be learning from this? What am I going to gain? What virtues am I going to gain? And this is just accepting. And it's also saying there's something here for me to learn, and I know I'm going to be wiser and more heart rich. I know I'll gain virtues. So we look for the lesson and we look for the virtues. And it makes us pass through everything so much easier. But in all these times, these challenging times, self self-care is crucial. We have to take the time to recharge ourselves. We have to understand prayer power as well. And we have to code. We have to have clear intention. For example, just the code that I am here, I am ready, I am willing to be a nourishing presence for all sentient life in this world and beyond, in this realm and beyond at this time. Teach me how. Fine-tune me on all levels so that all that flows through me can be nourishing for me, supportive for my own biosystem, and then also radiate out of me in a way that's nourishing for my family and friends for this world. That too is a wonderful, clear quantum instruction. Can we also hold the state right now of loving allowance? To understand that all that is happening in our world is serving a greater purpose. That every soul around us, our family and friends, are wise, multidimensional beings, whether they understand this or experience this or not. Come on, come here. This cat is demanding attention. Come on. All he wants is a hug. All our family and friends want is love. All everybody in our world now wants and needs is love. For us to hold this energy of loving allowance and trusting that they too have their own unique paths to tread, their own unique journey. Look how beautiful they are and how much they respond to just love. I could have locked him out of this room and said, go away, I'm busy. Or I could just surrender and just go into the field of love and to share all the love I have with those around me, no matter what they're going through. But self-care is crucial. There are times when we just have to unhook from everything that's going on in our world, unhook from social media, unhook from the news, unhook from the COVID reality. Just step it back. Go into deep, silent stillness. Use that beautiful meditation of I am pure love, I am eternal, I am infinite. And then just allow that part of ourselves to rise and flood our bodies with the perfect self-care frequencies. Everybody needs us to hold this energy of respect and honor and loving allowance, which is so much easier to do when we can see the bigger picture and the higher purpose of what is happening in our own lives, in other people's lives, and also in our world. We want to celebrate life as well. Recently, my son had a car crash and sustained spinal damage. My husband nearly died. He was so close to letting go of his physical form. And for me, it was like, wow, I know that with all the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have left their bodies now and who will leave their bodies in the next year, and many are going to leave our world, I know that we cannot leave unless it is our time. We cannot leave unless we have completed all that we were born to do this life. And so we need to celebrate life, to celebrate the lives of those we love, especially if they're choosing now to go. To also celebrate all the good that is happening in our world. And while it may be challenging and many things are unfolding so fast, it is a time also to focus on all the good that's also happening. And when we look around the world, there's so much good that is coming out of this massive time of change that is bringing so much change. We can pray. We can be very clear. We can say yes to things that inspire us and no to things that we are ready to let go of, and then change the way quantum energy is responding to us all. We can breathe. We can just breathe and we can slow down. We can train the mind to focus on the breath, that simple Buddhist technique. And then by doing this, we give our busy, busy monkey mind a holiday. Because we know that we only suffer when we live too much in the past or too much in the future. And so we have this amazing ability to be able to slow everything down, to stop, to come back to the breath, to engage fully in the now moment, and to be recharged by that activity. Just notice how good you are with stopping, blah, blah, blah. How long does it take when you bring the mind back to the breath and let it rest there before it's like la 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 again? Notice how much you live in the past. Notice how much you live in the future. And notice the impact of those thoughts on your emotions through this time. I see people who are so worried about this loss of income, or they're so worried that a family member may be immune compromised, or they are, and what about this, and what about that? And then straight away, the emotions take a dive. But when we can focus on all the good in life, the sun is shining, perhaps a cat wants your attention, or you have this, an animal or a loved one or a friend you can share so much unconditional love with. When we focus on all the good, when we choose to unhook and come back to the breath, when we ask to see the bigger picture of what's really happening in someone's life, someone we love, or in our world, we can see with the eyes of our essence and not just from monkey mind perception. There is so much we can do to support each other and ourselves through these challenging times. We can share in uplifting ways. Yes, it's wonderful to just listen, to engage in active listening to those who may be experiencing challenging times, and to give them our full attention. But then to complete that sharing with positive news. It's like, yes, I get this is hard for you right now, but now you've shared all that. Can you tell me the good in your life? Tell me all the good things that are also happening in your life. And to do the same for ourselves, just to say, okay, yes, life's tough. I'm going to give myself 5 minutes, totally focused on everything that's wrong in my life. And then I'm going to flip that and spend time, double that time, 10 minutes, focusing on all the precious little good things that are happening in my life. I can breathe, the sun is shining, I can find peace within myself through meditation and focusing only on the energy of peace. We have a wonderful opportunity now for self-mastery and to flip everything. So these are just some basic tips that many are using in their life right now to get them through this challenging time and to revibrate themselves into a much more peaceful zone and peaceful reality. So self-care, unhooking consciously from all these external holograms and paradigms, coming back to the breath, coming back to the now moment, listening to what your body wants from you, maybe lightening up your diet, maybe drinking a lot more water, alkaline your diet, keep it lighter, you'll feel better, listening to what your body wants, listening to what your heart wants, knowing that we are never given anything we can't handle, and knowing that everything is designed to allow us to be better versions of ourselves individually and collectively. So I see a brilliant future as we keep sharing, but things are going to be a bit more challenging on Earth for the next few years, but we have the choice of what we want to experience according to what zone we choose to stabilize ourselves in. So we're going to introduce our first online course soon that we hope you will enjoy, and it's all about living a life with effortless ease, grace, and joy. We look forward to sharing that with you soon. In the meantime, we hope these tips have helped. Namaste to you all.